2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect timing.
Hey.
So, welcome to a very special episode of Special Dummies Unit. David took a flight. David wanted to really see the Titanic. It's his lifelong dream to see the Titanic. So he went on this little tiny thing, like the size of a pill. And I hope he's doing all right. But David went to go see the Titanic, so he's not going to be on this episode. And Fred told me that he was going to dig a hole to China. So that's what Fred's doing right now.
Oh, shit.
So they are doing those things. And instead, we have got the immaculate werewolf, Bruce MacGowan.
Oh. Yeah.
And for some reason, we have Mr. William Blackwell here, as well as a very special guest who had to grab a last-second webcam, but somehow has a better picture than Bruce and I. So there we go.
You look like this, baby.
Well, you know what? You're probably the best-looking person on today's show.
No, dude.
You definitely have more hair.
No, you fellas got it going on.
No, Phil specifically made fun of the way I looked. So now I'm a hideous monster.
Dude, your promo on Phil where you kept fucking, kept freaking.
You know what? We've already acknowledged that this is going to. Yeah, so I'll give the disclaimer now. This episode will have the F word in it. We're not going to get overly blue. You won't see any penises or anything, but we're probably going to say fuck a whole lot.
Well, just like the ticker says, the inmates are running the asylum tonight.
Oh, yeah.
David, we're sorry. He's going to come back next week, and everything's going to be on fire, and he's going to be like, "What the hell, guys?"
But no, you were like, "Oh man, Matlock," and you just kept giving a different name.
Well, I did because of my ego. I did download my promo to play on tonight's show, as well as the Vino's video.
Did you get the Monday Night Raw one?
Yes, I did.
So
when we
Garion put me onto that, and I instantaneously went over and watched it, and I just marked out the whole time. I was just like, "Oh my gosh, that music with that video, it just makes everybody's move just look just brutal. I mean, just pulse pounding and brutal." Real quick, I'm gonna go over here on the chat. Mr. Troy, what's up? How you doing?
Oh, hey, it's the stablemate. Good guy.
That was my message to you, Troy.
David was our residential better out than in guy, so I'm glad Garion took over the weekly duties of that.
Fred, I think, was a kind of a silent but deadly sort of gentleman. So
yeah. So anytime like David would just get some weird like weird face, like, "What was that?" It was Fred's silence.
So we have been talking a whole lot about an event that's coming up without properly introducing it. So this Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, I believe it starts at 7 at the Vino's Pizza Pub. Pizza Pub.
Yeah.
Brewery. There is alcohol.
I added there. Pizza Pub and Brewery. It just makes it sound more prestigious.
The Vino's all-in-one place. Anyway, there will be a event put on by the famous tack company. I really don't know how to.
We're taking a come tonight.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna say it tonight.
Oh, we're gonna say it.
We're gonna say it,
dude. legitimately, it was so hard for me not to put that in my little byline.
I almost I almost said that in my promo to Herzog.
Yeah.
I did like I'm usually a one take wonder, but I did like 4 or 5, and the first one was legit. You got the thing that sucks is with that stuff in my mouth, that black stuff. Like really, the first take is the best take to do it because it's just like it just flows out. Every take after that, it just turns into like a black foamy mess on the corner of my lips.
Yeah,
So
it was pretty gamey.
the first video, I literally said at Take a Come Wrestling, we're gonna have a howl off, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous and excited about the Viking Wizard, man, for reals.
When I was doing my all character no wrestling act, I think the only good match I had was with Herzog.
Oh, wow.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
I talked to a guy today. Sorry about cutting you off, Garion.
No.
I talked to a guy that I work with today, and I was trying to do some character work and stuff, and I'm a parts salesman at a dealership, and he is training to be a parts salesman as well. And the other day, he told me that he met his wife or his ex-wife at a hospital where he worked in St. Louis, and he actually was really good friends with a guy. He's like, "Hey man, I don't know if you know this guy or not." He and he showed me the picture, and it was Davey fucking Richards. And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Like the legit American Werewolf or the American Wolf, Davey Richards?" And he was like, "Yeah, man. He's traveled the whole world with wrestling. I don't follow it much, but you might know him." And I'm like, yeah, I know him. Of him. Said he had so many points traveling the world, like flying miles, that he actually gifted this dude flyer miles so he could go to Oregon, or so he could go to Oregon to do like this big like medical like seminar thing. It was like a 3-day event, but he didn't have enough miles to get there. So Davey just sent him like as many miles as he needed to fly there and back. And I was like, wow, that's a cool dude. He said he used to babysit his kid. Him and his kid and Davey's kid were roughly the same age, just a couple months apart, and he used to like babysit them and stuff. And I was like, man, that is super cool.
So quick
I
go ahead.
good about him whenever I he was at a show I was supposed to work on a while back, and he was teaching a seminar, and I had a bunch of buddies that were at that seminar. I couldn't go for one reason. I think I was in Georgia that weekend, and everybody that went, and I have a few jaded buddies who were the first ones to be like, rah, this sucked. And they were all very positive about Davey. Good cat.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I love, they say never meet your heroes because 9 times out of 10 they're assholes. But I love the stories of meeting guys and they just be just really super brothers. You know what I'm saying? Just being brothers.
I met William Regal. That's as close as that's the hero for me to be.
Oh yeah.
He was. Oh my god. He was
So-
the best dude.
So I've had a lot of these in my head about what would I do if I met. Foreskin needs to be a 5-skin. Thanks, Raven. I'll. And she made a note about Will's mic.
That's a phone, doll. I don't know what to do.
Will scream when you speak. Be one of my promos. So the other night I was talking to some fellas about the Rush. Almost said the Rush Limbaugh, the Mount Rushmore of wrestlers, our personal Rush Limbaugh of wrestlers, and Jesus Christ. Anyway, the 4 that I picked, and it's not like who I think the best. These are just the ones that I personally go to when I want to be entertained and like wrestling. Mick Foley, Undertaker, William Regal, Kurt Angle. And I thought about, because I could still realistically meet any of these gentlemen. I think Taker would probably be the hardest one to actually meet out of them. But the other 3 I think are pretty doable. But it's just I wonder. I had that very same thought of like, dude, what would it be like? Because like Gangrel, all 3 of us have met Gangrel. Gangrel, when I met him, it was last year's Wine Mixer. The dude was having a shit day with the whole plane, his flight cancellation.
That is no joke, man.
It being hot as balls.
I have one of those stories as well.
But the dude was a pro fucking professional with a capital P.
And a capital F. And a capital F.
And here's the thing, like I can't remember who I was talking to throughout the day before I went up and spoke to him about like, man, he's just right over there. Like I want to go talk to him, but I'm fucking terrified. Like, what do I say? Say to Gangrel, like, hey man, on SmackDown 2, when I would make myself in your game, I would use Grandmaster Sexay's body and your head, and then I called that wrestler GTO because those are my initials. I don't know what to say to Gangrel.
Yeah.
Actually, I think if I said all that, he would have walked away quickly. So,
Dirty Little Dave told me a long time ago, and I've taken this to heart. I said all these guys. He said all these guys that we meet. He's like, yeah, they'll take your picture with you. They'll take a picture with you. Yeah, they're really super cool, but man, they're just like you and me. You know, sometimes they have shitty days. Sometimes they have good days. Dude, don't get me wrong. We all know how it feels to have that one fan or that group of fans. It's like, you are my guy. You may not know it, but you are my guy.
I was gonna say I have not met like a super fan yet, considering most of my career has been trying to piss people off as much as humanly possible. But
well, look,
I've gotten a lot of hate messages, so I feel like that's pretty good at least.
You know how it is. You know how it is. The boos or the heels cheers. You know.
Yeah, and honestly, there have been a couple of people, but they already knew me, so it's like, eh. But I've had people message me like, "Hey man, great promo. Hey man, great match." That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Is always nice to get that affirmation. Even though like I'm still at a point where I feel like I feel as good as I've ever felt about my career, but I feel like I'm on the precipice of taking that next step, and it's just I gotta find that thing that makes it click. I think right now, as far as gimmick goes, I'm in a sweet spot. I need to be taking advantage of it with merchandise, with the foam finger idea. But I feel pretty good about things right now. I am busting my ass as hard as I possibly can in the gym.
At the ass.
Roasted it to him.
I'm busting in my gym.
I'm smashing my hymen open with. Oh my god, this is the worst episode.
David, if you're watching, if you hear this, please just forgive us.
Namaste. But so you were talking about something earlier, Bruce, that kind of I was thinking about in terms of like approaches to our promos, specifically our pre-taped ones where we're making them by ourselves. Are you the kind of guy who rehearses films, or are you like film and then we'll do the takes that we need to do, or do the editing that I need to do, or I'll just wing it and see how it comes out?
Man, I'm a little bit of all three. There's some, if it's like a really important promo, I'll script the whole thing out, and I will almost like I'm memorizing lines. I'll hit the bullet points, and then I'll try to get everything the way I want it to be, and kind of in my head I'm formulating kind of a look that I want for the promo. Well, let's just take this one for Saturday, me and Herzog. So his was his was powerful. He's growling, grr, grr, and then he's talking about his mom being a wolf and his dad being a lightning bolt, and only room on one for one up on Stone Mountain, and I'm just like, shit. I'm like, wow.
It's almost like an acknowledgement of like, okay, there needs to be. I need to up the ante here.
There needs to be some level of either equal or try to push over the top, and so I wanted to get that over. That like if you want to howl, we'll howl. Kind of like tumors. We can bang if you want to bang.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, look, we'll howl if you want, and damn, brother. Putting them away, right?
I noticed he was smashing them BLLs.
Number two.
No, anytime BLLs are in the house, that's just for when Cody and I are hanging out. I usually don't even have beer in the house, but Ryan's out in Colorado, so I get to do whatever I want, which is why drinking beer on Thursday.
So
you like the boss of me? You like the boss of me?
So Will, what is your approach when you film a promo?
I've got two, and they're for two different settings. Excuse me. If I'm in a live kind of scenario, like I'm in front of an audience, in front of my opponents, doing whatever, I need you to just tell me, like if you're the promoter or the guy putting the show together, you just tell me, hey, this is what I need out of this promo. Like if it's a general, hey, piss them off for 30 seconds, or hey, get liked for 30 seconds, or I need you to get this angle over. Just tell me that, because a big part of what I'm going to say and do is going to involve that audience. They're the third character in that scenario. If I'm just filming something, I have a penchant, as you can probably tell now, as I'm just going and going and going. I just talk, and I don't stop talking. So in order to keep my promo from being just another 4-minute video of a guy in his truck, like, brother, I'm gonna come find you.
You think you're better than me?
Yeah, to keep me from being that guy, I'll write stuff out and try and then say it aloud and time it. And if it's like under a minute, then I'll film it. And until then, I'll chop down the Stephen King kill your
as long as you're keeping your bullet points and everything that you need to hit, main points. I'm 100% believing in that. I see guys, and a lot of mainstream guys here lately have been more vocal about this. Like, why are you in promos? Like, why do guys bury their opponent? Like, what's the point of doing that? What's the point of even wrestling them if you're gonna bury them in a promo?
So it depends. Warwolf wouldn't do that. Blackwell wouldn't do that. I don't even think Garion Tyr would do that.
Probably not.
But look at The Rock. All The Rock did was bury people.
He made a career of it.
Yeah. So,
but he was good. He had a good gift of the gab.
For sure. If you have the character that allows that and allows you to also, a big part of The Rock that I don't think he gets enough credit for is he bury these people on the mic and then get his ass kicked as soon as the bell rang. And that's a big part of it. Ric Flair was a 50-50 guy, but his matches were most of the time 50-50 too. The Rock, it was like 90-10. Even if he was winning, he was still getting his ass kicked 90% of that match.
Yeah.
He'd come back or something. So
I guess
do think there is an exception to that rule. It's just the people that break that rule don't even know that rule exists in the first place. And
that is right. That is right. That's why I try to preach. Like, if you're doing a promo, build your guy up, because it's like Warwolf and Garion Tyr wrestle each other. Like, if Garion just gets on the thing and completely discounts everything I've done in my career, then who did he really beat? Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, did he really beat me, or was I even was I even competition?
Right.
So I guess to Will's point, the idea would be, if you are just giving them no credit on the stick, then the idea is that you get your comeuppance in the ring.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I took from it too. Especially, perfect example of, like you said, The Rock. He would obliterate somebody on the mic, but then when the match time came, he would get an ass whipping, even if he was winning.
Mm-hmm.
And for the programming note, Mr. Sam Gregory, we at the top of the hour. Fred is digging a hole to China right now. He actually read something about there being a backdoor to China. I told him that's not what that meant, but he said he wanted to investigate. So that's what he's looking for right now.
You know, like we've only really been able to dig down like 7 miles, 8 miles, and then like our tips start breaking off. So
yeah. I heard X-Pac got pretty deep, but gonna have to find that.
Oh shit.
Anyway,
20 minutes
I'm so pleased
in,
with myself.
20 minutes in, and the hits keep coming. brother. Let me tell you, I have. I'm doing good now. I may not be next weekend when I actually see David again.
I think it's going to be all of us. We're going to show up to the wine mixer. He's going to
just be like, sorry, my bad.
One night. All right, here we go. That's a fun one.
Starring Mark Henry.
Oh shit.
You know what? I would watch it out of a morbid curiosity. Like, because I would be worried that it'd turn into, like, she would just, like, pass away in the middle of it. And, like, this is up. I'm going to get this channel shut down.
The hand grew up, and it's now Walter.
Aha! I knew it.
Ciao.
Anyway.
I'm sorry, Gunther.
Gunther? I still call him Walter all the time, too. I haven't gotten used to that.
Call him Walter.
It's such a better name. Like, it really is.
Right.
There
wasn't a million Walters walking around, and they were just like, no, you're going to be Gunther.
Gunther.
Yeah.
In all caps.
In all caps.
That's the special part about it, is that it is in all caps.
But God, we get it. Like, oh God, we get it. You're German shit.
Oh, I got a thing on him. So it was my second time at Evolve, and we were doing that like seminar tryout gimmick. And the second one was Walter and Timothy Thatcher. So I don't know if you guys are keeping up with wrestling headlines at like late 2019, but you remember when Walter got his car broken into in Chicago?
Yes.
It was that night.
So you did it, didn't you?
Oh yeah. The seminar was
he's got his Rain General jacket on, just like,
I don't know what happened to your gear, sir.
I'm the Rain General too.
No, he's one of the few people in the world that I'm actually intimidated by. But the seminar was effectively just Tim Thatcher, because Walter, like, while he was nice to everybody, he's just like like panicking backstage. Like, Eddie Kingston gave him a pair of fucking shoes that night. He was like, "You just go out and get partner." Like, that was like, that was the way he got to go out and wrestle that night. He had like borrowed trunks from Tim Thatcher and shoes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, look, hey, back to the whole Gangrel, having a miserable day gimmick. So, championship wrestling, I got to wrestle him last Halloween. It was great, to say the least.
Congratulations on that again, by the way.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. But yeah, so he gets there, and like, I had no idea that I was part of the meet and greet as well. I thought I was just a regular guy that was just getting the opportunity to wrestle Gangrel because I did a werewolf gimmick. Resident werefolk here. So I get there. He shows up. Cruel's there. Mads Kruger, not Mads Kruger.
Yeah.
Is it Mads?
Yeah, it's Mads Kruger, Cruel, or Logan Creed.
That's it. Oh gosh, I had no idea that Cruel was Logan Creed. I was at the show one day, and he walked by, and I just said, "Logan," and he turns around and goes, "I haven't heard that name in a minute." And I was like, "Holy crap, dude!" Like, I friended you on Facebook, like my first probably 10 years in the business. Probably I was like 7 or 8 in, and so like we had a cool little bit at the end, but like, so the show was about to start. We were main event of that show. The show was about to start, and his gear had still not arrived yet. So he was really super stressed. So he had to do the meet and greet in his regular in his clothes that he got off the airport in, and I'm like, oh man, that sucks, bro. So we get done with the meet and greet, and his bag finally shows up, and how the spacing of a TV taping goes, there's only like 3 or 4 matches, or maybe 5 total.
Okay.
And so he's getting dressed, he's getting in his gear, and we're discussing the match. And so they tell us, like, hey, y'all guys got 6 minutes. So that's, my entrance. I'm sweating bullets. I'm nervous. I'm getting to do the werewolf on TV. Super excited about that. So I'm thinking my promo, I'm going to walk around the ring, be a scary guy. The music hits, I come out. It's about, a minute and some change to get to the ring. His entrance is, a pretty long entrance as well, because he comes out and then he spits the gimmick, and it's really a sight to see. Luckily, you can't see me in the ring, just completely marking out of my boots while he's coming to the ring. And so we called about 3 or 4 different matches. He's like, if we got enough time, we'll do this match. If we got enough time, we'll do this match. If we got enough time, we may even throw in this part to add to match 2. And I'm like, bet, whatever you want to do, I'm down.
That's a very good, by the way. Like that's a very good pro, by the way. It's like, so
for sure.
He's like, I know our time is going to get weird, so here's what I'm thinking. That's good.
This is what we did. We had 6 minutes. We went 16. Yeah, when the video came out the next weekend, which was Halloween, I'm watching the video, and like, there's a couple of things that me and him did, a couple of transitional spots that were completely cut out, and I'm just like, oh man, that's what happens when you go over your time.
So how does that, like, okay, not to, like, maybe just in case it's bad, like, hurt your position in that company or whatever, but how does that make you feel? Because, like, I'm somebody that's very divorced from the idea of ever TV wrestling. That's not my bag. I very much like live performance. I come from theater. That's what I like to do. I hate TV. So what is that like? That would piss me off.
Well,
like,
to be completely honest, and this was something that I had heard before I had even like gotten the call to come to Memphis. There was a shoot interview. No. We did the Legends of Memphis show in MACW and GCW in Jonesboro.
Oh, cool.
Beer 30 versus the Skimmerhorns, who were Lethal Injection at the time. Yes, absolutely. I have never once had a bad match with those guys, and I'm hard pressed to say that about every tag team I've ever wrestled, but those guys 100%, without a doubt. I think I can list maybe like 5 on my hand of guys I can just like, oh, you're wrestling you guys? All right, cool. Then we just chill until our match and then go out there and just it's magic.
I've got a few.
So Jerry Lawler told us we originally had 12 minutes. Jerry Lawler asked us to go 8. And then Brandon Baxter came and was like, hey, the Legends are trying to make every match fit on the card, with time constraints and whatnot. So if y'all guys could just go 8 minutes, that'd be great. Well, at Beer 30 and Lethal Injection, we looked at it as a tryout match for GCW. So we had a 25-minute match planned. Well, okay. So there were at least, I don't know exactly how many people in the crowd there were, but there was a crap ton. And 20 of them knew us from around the area, and the rest were just like Memphis wrestling fans and, fans of the older generation, of the legends that were there. So the announce table was set up pretty far away from us, so we couldn't hear the cues from the announcers. We ended up going 14. And so we get back to the back, and all the old guys, I say old guys, all the vets were, they were PO'd. Jerry Lawler.
Or was this a live show?
No, it was a live show, but actually Sleazy E was the one that filmed the whole thing. Yeah, absolutely.
More than life itself.
But yeah, for sure. But anyways, I guess it was just one of those things that, like, you know, if Jerry Lawler says go 8 minutes, try to go 8 minutes. Jerry Lawler comes in after we get done, and he doesn't really chew our ass, but he's like, how long did I tell y'all guys to go? 8 minutes, Mr. Lawler. How long did y'all guys go? Well, they just now told us we went 14. Okay, just so y'all guys know, you screwed up, and then he stormed off. Well, then, so then Brian Christopher comes. Brian Christopher comes, and he's like, y'all guys made my dad mad, and this and that, and we're just like, man, go kick rocks, Brian Christopher. We were all, we weren't really like that. It was just like, yeah, we kind of figured that we made everybody mad. Sorry. Derek King got us, and but then after the show, we really wanted to get Jeff Jarrett's kind of take on the whole thing. So we went to Jeff Jarrett, and we're like, sir, we know that Mr. Lawler wanted us to go 8 minutes. Originally, they told us 12. We couldn't hear the announcers to save our life. The crowd was too wild. Beer 30 lost to Lethal Injections and dropped the belts to them that night. But as we walked away, the crowd, the entire building was chanting Beer 30. So I thought, in my mind, that was a huge win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my signal is kind of crap, Greg, Sam. Sorry about that.
Quick programming note, something I just noticed popping in and out of the Facebook, Jesus. On Facebook, I've noticed that if you're commenting on Bruce's profile, his stream of the show, for some reason the comments on his profile are not showing up. So if you're wanting to comment, interact, yeah, there's like 30 comments on yours that have not shown up on the on the comments thing here. I'm not sure why.
Let's give those people some love. Let's see what we got here.
But in the meantime, if you're wanting us to be able to see it while we're broadcasting, or be able to pop your comment up, comment on David Barmore's.
All right, so comment on David's. Okay, so message one, McMurray Sean, awesome. Buddy DMD, cans or butts. Mr. Gaston, I'm not sure, cans or butts. It was 29 minutes ago, so it's probably. Mr. Gaston, I think Michael Strahan is the best looking person on TV show, on today's show. Bruce, save enough cock for the rest of us to suck. The night just started. Hey, kiss my ass, Brian.
Brian, you have to comment on the right thing so we can see this shit.
Will hasn't even had one beer and is already drunk. Lightweight puss. Don Riggins, what's up, bro? I'm so fucking high. Austin Stowers, hello, gentlemen. Don Riggins, I'll deal your parts. Also, Don. LMAO, White Larry Bird. No talking for you, Gary, and I guess that's when I cut you off. Foreskin. Gaston, you had me at doable. Don Riggins, Eddie, Rob Van Dam, Regal, Kurt Angle.
Good.
Oh, that was probably the Mount Rush Limbaugh conversation.
Oh, yeah, the Mount Rush Limbaugh, yeah. Gaston gives that an F. Don Riggins said it would be his. Buddy DMD, Kurt Angle will be at Con in Shreveport in August. Really?
Hey.
Oh, that's cool.
Let's go kidnap him and make him work at one of our shows.
Send Hell Patrol to kick his ass on camera.
Yeah, that's what's up.
It's not fair. That man's back is barely aligned anymore.
That's the way they're gonna beat him, dog.
Buddy wants to cut a promo in a Jack Shack.
Oh.
I like the sound of that one.
I'm down.
Matthew Wade, Sean Waltman took the back door to China. I wish Walter hadn't lost as much mass as he did. Yeah, he has gotten completely cut. Garion, Fred James, what's up, crazy? There's an SDU feed. Is this Earl Bell? Yes, Gaston. This was the Earl Bell. 3 troublemakers, Fred. That's exactly right. So I asked, back to my story, I asked Jeff Jarrett, the true Double J, Jeff Jarrett. Is that number 3?
Buddy.
Is that number 3, brother?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I wish you could pass one of those over
That's
to me.
number 3 that we know of.
That we know of. Oh, he pre-gamed. If you'd have seen him laying on the couch earlier, you'd have thought that he pre-gamed. Well, here he goes.
Hey, boy.
You need a rug. You need a bearskin rug.
Oh, dude, yeah.
He's striking the sleazy pose now.
So Jeff Jarrett said this. He said, guys, he said, I thought the match was great. He said, when you guys, and this was like pre both of us, both me and Jack being on Memphis Wrestling or doing really any TV stuff. We had a little stint on Marvel Elite Wrestling. It was on like analog channel 46.7. Nobody picked it up. I couldn't even find it. So he said, look, boys, the match was great. The match was solid. I loved Cody Downs. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, I didn't mean to break your concentration, man. I just thought I'd pop that
look,
up.
I've got ADHD. We all know that I'm going to have a podcast, Wrestling with ADHD and Bruce. So
yeah, plug it. Plug that.
So he said, look, when you get on TV, and you guys will make it on TV, which is crazy because fast forward like a couple of years, all 4 of us were on Championship Wrestling from Memphis. So, it was legit TV, local TV, but still the distance that it gets on YouTube and on streaming is just, it's beyond.
Oh, yeah.
So he said, when you guys make it to TV, he's like, if they tell you 6 minutes and 59 or 6 minutes, he said, go 5 minutes and 58 seconds. He said, because anything over that is going to eat into the guy behind you's time. It's going to eat into wrestling time. And you could do some really cool spot in the middle of the match, and to save time, they'll cut it all out and go right to the finish. And so there, in my head, I kind of figured something along those lines. And when I first got to TV, it took me just a short second to realize that early. Even with the referee giving us our cues. Forget AirPods. Someone is getting butt headphones. No, you're cool. Butt headphones for Christmas. Seen that spot. That was rough.
Oh, dude, they crotched me on the ropes, so when they hit the ropes, and I'm on the corner going,
So yeah, going into TV, I knew that was going to happen. So it wasn't just like a boom, I do the match. It goes way over. I mean, we went 10 minutes over, but we were just going, and a lot of what we did still made it, and the majority of it, the most important parts were still there, and I think the fact that the Werewolf is a character that I created, and getting to see it on TV, like for me, that was just wild, because then the week after we had a live show at the day it aired on Saturday, that Sunday right after, we had the Halloween episode, or we had the Halloween show at Dave & Buster's in Memphis, and me and Jack wrestled each other, and it was just, every time me and Jack get in the ring together, it's just a given we're going to pummel each other.
It's something about tag teams, because Cody and I are the same way. We had a match in Forest City that we just got randomly thrown together because, like, everybody else was late. We were the only guys already in gear, and the bell. They're like, guys, go out. We gotta,
Yeah.
And Cody and I didn't call anything. We locked up, and I punched him in the face, and he kicked me in mine, and that was the match.
I think it's like, like me and Jack, we're brother-in-laws, and we're really good friends. Like, I would say best friends, and uh, it's almost like that thing, like when you're a kid and you're fighting with your brother. You've seen the memes, like when you're fighting with your brother and he gets hurt, and you're like, "Don't tell mom, calm down, just you'll be okay, you'll be okay." And I think it's a little bit of that, like me and Jack just know, like when we see our names across from each other on the card, it's just we're gonna walk away just limping and just like sore all over.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely dread a TV taping with the day after a TV taping if I've got to wrestle Jack.
Oh God. Well, yeah, because if you're on TV,
Or anything really, because like Sunday I'll have like limp around time, but then I've got to go to work and I got to act like I didn't just get my ass kicked and didn't just give an ass whipping, Saturday or Sunday, whichever day it happens to be on.
All right, gentlemen. I think I'd be remiss. I'm going to try to do this before we completely forget about doing it. I'm going to go ahead and air the Venus promo that our very own William Blackwell threw together.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry, something that David always did anytime they did SDU, every time Brian gets on, he talks shit about JPJ. So I'm gonna throw this one up there real quick. He's a heavy stack of muscle. I will say that.
he's fat.
No, I wouldn't. I would never call him that. Like, you're gonna give him a complex.
Oh yeah. So
I've already got one. It's okay.
I accidentally knocked my sister out with a pedigree on a wooden floor when we were kids.
Your chin, kid.
My sister, she's 4 years younger than me, and we used to throw each other around. Me more so than her, and to this day, I refuse to. She used to wrestle, and she would hit me for real. And like, I'm just like, no, I'm not playing that game. You got some pent up aggression from when we were kids. Go find a tackling dummy. You're not taking it out on me.
Man, I grew up with three brothers, so I'm like middle, where it's like oldest, middle kid, me, youngest.
Oh, right on.
And I lost all the weight, got on wrestling team in high school, and so it's in that like transition between high school and college. We had this apartment out in Batesville that we were all practically living at, and the amount of couches.
It's your boy.
I just did that with like no. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm throwing them on.
Dude, did you?
That's far and away the least terrified white people I've ever been seeing. KT, don't worry about it.
Oh my God!
Look, bro. That scared the shit out of me. Warn a motherfucker. I thought I broke something.
Man,
Well, I was like, oh, don't worry, KT, I'll bring you in after I do the promo. And then you motherfuckers just kept talking, so I was just like, oh, I'll just bring him in.
Sorry.
It's like, this
That's
is
number
a
4.
or something. Shit.
Hey, surprise, motherfucker!
Some flies, motherfucker.
Baptized, motherfucker.
Blue eyes, motherfucker.
Man, what's up, man? What's happening?
How's it going, KT? We're all in this show this weekend. Segue time. So let's bring up the promo that Will put together last night, and let's see it with our own eyes.
Yeah.
Good shit.
The infamous Coke on a rope.
Dude. Coke Hogan.
Coke Hogan.
Of all the things to go viral from that show, that is the least surprising, honestly.
Well, I would have thought that somebody would have made commentary on the freaking the corner gimmick with the ass cheeks.
Yeah.
Why did the nudity make it in?
Out of everybody that I've shown it to today, they never talked about the head of the ass.
What?
It was it's just an everyday thing.
It's definitely a take a cum thing.
Yeah.
How can you not when you see that?
Right.
Man,
Sorry, David.
doing this show is making me reevaluate how I want to pursue this goddamn.
I got a message from Will last night when he was making the video. He's like, I just have one problem. I don't know which clip of Garion thrusting into Matt's face that I want to use for the promo.
I love the side. I love the side view. That was, that you got you over here, and you got his face here, and it's just like boom.
I want to do a quick put over. Garion Tyr versus Matt Williams was so good, dude.
Yes.
Like, I expected this to be, and this is like to know, this would have been a good match. But I expected, like, when Matt and I wrestle, we have jokes, and they're like, we beat the hell out of each other because we're both like, I do jiu-jitsu, he did MMA, so, like, we're comfortable hurting each other in a controlled way. So, like, we go really hard, and I expected, because Garion is just, like, chip off the old block with me, so he's going to get destroyed by Matt Williams. That's what I expected. And then they had the best comedy match I've seen in so long.
Caden, zip your shirt up.
Oh my god.
Oh man, I had a blast, and I'm looking forward to. I can't say it's the one that I've been looking forward to like a certain amount of time, because I got to wrestle David 1-on-1 for the first time a couple weeks ago, and I've been looking forward to that for ages. And I had a great match with Bobby Rush. So I know I've just been on a roll of having fun in wrestling, which is odd.
Well, look, and I've said this before, and I'll say it forever. Like, I love every part of wrestling, even the shitty parts. Like, we all do to a certain extent. We may bicker about it, and we may to our friends and in confidence, we may, man, that part really sucked. I hate the backstage politics, or I hate the this, or I hate the other thing. But we're all 100% in. You know what I'm saying? We're not just kind of sitting on the fence. Even those parts.
You know what's crazy about it though? And yes, I'm about to toot my own horn, but I'm also finna pat all my bros on the back too. We're literally the ones that everybody was like, don't mess with. Even Bruce.
I've heard that. I've heard that several times.
Even you to a certain extent. Yeah, me and you talk, you know what I'm talking about. But
yeah,
like, these are the guys, blah, blah, blah. We don't want them around. They try to do whatever. It is what it is. We're not around certain people.
I love that. I love that when you hear that, and then you actually meet the person that is supposedly the bad apple, and you're like, what the hell are you even talking about?
Now, pardon my French, but it's crazy because we took the exile and went out and created our own, and now those people who didn't want to deal with us are bitching because they're not a part.
I've seen
flourishing right now.
Yes,
I could go on about that, but
look, I know several people, and we all four do that want it to fail.
Never.
And
hold on, I did speak French. Les deux fromage. Now shut up.
Dexter's Laboratory reference. How about that?
But there's people that from the beginning wanted what we're all a part of to fail, and now that it's thriving and flourishing, I bet there's those same people in the DMs trying to be a part of it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
I can confirm.
The thing is, like, the wine mixer it has become a thing. It has taken off. The Vino shows have gained a lot of traction. There are those of us too who have joined promotions in the hope that we can turn them around from the reputation that they had. That's kind of like Bruce and I could speak. I could be a little bit candid about this, but like we're very aware of the reputation that OCW's had. And
Oh yeah.
busting our asses to make that into a place that is more respectable. There's still, when it's had your hand. Oh, you gotta.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's cool. I was rambling and I had nowhere to go. Go ahead.
No, I was actually gonna further your point on OCW in that before I ever looked at the wrestling, because like KT, you can attest to this because you just recently came off of a situation like this. The biggest thing for wrestling is how things look on the outside.
Mhm.
So if you've got a 2-cent poster and $100 show, no one really cares.
Yes.
And OCW, while now it's figuring out it's wrestling, it got the most important part out of the way first and foremost.
Their
I saw
promotion.
y'all's advertisements before I saw anything else. And
Yep.
it was OCW and CKW were the only shows in Arkansas that I knew were around, and it had nothing to do with me knowing people, had nothing to do with me being on the show. It's like the promotion was actually good, and I saw it. So like now that you got like that's the hardest thing. There's a lot of great wrestling out there that has zero promotion, zero effort on like anything outside the show. And then you go to if somebody actually goes to the show, which very few people do, because there's a show I work at frequently that I won't be shitty about, but they don't promote well enough. And so they have a great show, but 30 people show up.
But nobody knows about it.
But
Exactly. So
this is the thing.
OCW has done a really good job with that. I can't put you guys over enough for how well you're promoting and putting that out there. Stay tuned for August 12th, Daniel Lopez. I might have the fix for that.
Hey, now what I appreciate the most about the fact that we're all separate, but we all are knitted together in this weird Spider-Verse. See what I did there? We're all woven together. But the craziest thing about going to work in a lot of these different shows and helping them turn around is that as much as people like to say we're untrained and don't know what we're doing, we're the reason why those companies are getting into a better spot. Like we're the ones that their trainees are coming to saying, "Hey, brother, what you think about this? What should I do?" Or we're the ones having those sideline conversations like, "Hey, this is what's going on." So it's crazy that the outcasts of the whole bunch.
I was telling David not last weekend, but the weekend before last. I said, what's wild is I've been in the business for 14 years and I catch myself chewing more vets ass than I do Greenhorn's ass. And, he was like, well, yeah. And I'm like, well, that's the thing. Like a greenhorn, and I say greenhorn as just a young guy in the business. We've all been there. We're not gonna tell that as a young guy in the business. We didn't have the balls to tell that vet, hey man, maybe don't do that power bomb if you're going to drop somebody on their neck.
So that's why I had a problem when I was younger. That was
same here.
Part of my like what FGA originally stood for, which I'm not going to drop in this thing right now.
I'll see.
Remember it.
I had no problem looking at a vet and being like,
yeah,
that's why I got a lot of heat and I had to go to Georgia for 2 years.
Man, a lot of my initial heat, back to the ASWF days, and y'all was there, was I came in and I said, bro, we sitting on the gold mine. Why is it only 30 people here? Why are we not filming this? Why are we, matter of fact, I come from a production background. Let me film everything. We're going to do this, that, and the third. And then when I started working matches, it turned into, yeah, I'm still filming, but I'm going to focus more on me and the matches that I'm in and promote those, but I'm still going to film, give everybody their content. So a lot of people seeing me posting my stuff, and it was like, oh, KT, he only thinks about himself, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. When I'm giving you all the same footage that I have. But
Of-
yeah, but it was from some of the vets. And then we all know the other story, but we ain't gonna get into all of that. But it's just
Right,
crazy.
right.
It's crazy looking at it because we're slowly becoming those people. We're becoming the people that we should have had.
Exactly.
That's my entire goal.
Exactly. I tell guys this. I've had younger guys come up to me, not just at OCW, but I've had younger guys come up to me and they're like, I saw so and so do this, or why did so and so do that in the ring? And I had to tell them, like, well, because so and so that's been wrestling 20 some odd years never got taught that is not proper etiquette, and everything we do as vets, young guys look at us and we're the example. And if we want to set good examples, we have to be the ones that are calling these guys out and saying, look, you just don't do that thing, because this guy over here is looking at you thinking that that's cool.
Yep. Not only that, but being the example when it come down to doing shows and being in the ring and paying people.
Right.
But
William Regal told me to my face, professional wrestler means professional, and professional means paid.
I'll put it like this, and I probably shouldn't pull the curtain this far back.
Fuck it.
We got the wine mixer that's coming up, right?
July 1st.
July 1st.
July 1st.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Not this weekend, but next weekend. We got the wine mixer coming up.
2 badass shows in Little Rock, 2 weekends in a row. You just live in Little Rock for a week and come see both.
Yep. From October, 1, I've been saving all of my PO money that I've been working, that I've been getting from shows for a full year now. 2, I've been working 6 days a week on top of keeping up my bookings. And then since I want to say it's been 2 months now, I've been working 6 days a week, but 4 of those 6 days are 16 or 14-hour days, just to make sure I got money to properly pay people to come in. I'm not doing the whole, hey, brother, as much as I love the guy, hey, brother, I'm short on the light bill. We not doing it. We gonna put the whole reason we did starting what we're doing, at least from my perspective, is 1, to throw the big middle finger up in the face of everybody who tried to crap on us, but 2, do this in a professional way, the way that I feel it should have been. And we all have our ideal of how business is supposed to go, but I think what we're doing and trying to set up here in Little Rock is on the right track. But more so, what y'all are doing in Hoxie is on the right track.
So I was going to add, while I was on my gimmick here for a second, I took this picture. I was at my first OCW show since you guys started doing your thing. I wrestled Morgan Williams, and you guys had this little picture on your board. I'm sure you still have it because you were there last time I was there. It says, somewhere around this arena, there's a little kid that wants to be just like you someday. You owe it to them to be the best you could be. And like, dude, that hit me enough. I took a picture of it on my phone. I'm an old man. I don't really use my phone. And that attitude, both taken with your audience and with the people backstage, it goes so far. Like, I get it. OCW is a mom and pop wrestling show, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but no one's going, it's fucking WWE, brother. Like, that attitude for even a small show will have such an impact 5 years from now when all those new guys are vets themselves and they aren't dicks.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the thing. Is you're planting a seed today for a tree tomorrow. Like,
and then not only
that,
that, you never know who you're gonna run into or who you might shade in their beginning stages. Like, you was there when the promoter walked up to me and said, "Damn kid, I'm normally racist, but you a big dude, so I'm gonna shake your hand."
Wow.
Now that same person is in my inbox like, "Hey brother, what I need to do to get you in?" And I will not work their promotion.
Good.
So,
yeah, it's pretty solid reasoning.
To be fair, I just want to throw this. All right, I'm gonna be a bit of a douche here, but I'm cool being that guy.
No, throw it out there, baby. This is shooting time.
Outside of that show we were at, where they booked the Rock and Roll Express and Exotic Youth, They've never booked anyone worth booking since. So if you did go out there, you're not going to do anything cool. And we're not naming the show, so I'm not that bad a guy. Not that bad. But they suck. They suck donkey balls. All right?
Now,
I'm Foreskin LLC.
Yeah, let's bury some
They got no
promotions here.
Those Gentiles got no
Look,
foreskin.
I've been around the wrestling block a time or two, so I feel like, and it could be 100% not true, but I feel like I've gained a certain level of respect that I can tell somebody that's been doing it longer than me, hey bro, you having a bad night? You know, is that why you couldn't pick somebody up for that posted really good for a power bomb? The vet killer is what a couple of the younger guys, younger vets at OCW have been calling me, and I'm like, well, I'm not necessarily a vet killer. Like I'm a vet that, you know, takes other vets to task, and I feel the 100% same way. If I'm doing something out there that's unsafe, that's unprofessional, that can get somebody hurt, or I make myself or the company look bad, by all means, call me out.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I can't, where did Garion go?
Probably a connection thing.
Oh yeah. If I can't take criticism, man, I need to hang my boots up.
Yeah,
because that's what wrestling is.
I will say this as far as what you're saying with the
there he is.
I fell into an alternate dimension for a second. My bad.
Yeah. Was there foreskin in that alternate
dimension?
But
the foreskins is mine.
About the vet killer thing is, I guarantee you, and I could be wrong, but I'm very poor, so this means a lot. I would bet money that the guys that you're saying that you're talking down to, are vets like this. Because, all right, a guy in the independents I look up to a lot. Some of you are familiar with him. I don't know all of you, but Zach Mosley. He's a dude. I don't know how long he's been wrestling, but it's single digits, man. He's been wrestling a less amount of time than I have, for sure. And Zach Mosley this year has had more matches and more shows than some 20-year vets.
Yep.
So correcting, like, just because you've been wrestling one show once a month, every other month for 20 years isn't the same as the guy that's been all over the country for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same thing. And so many guys try to act like it is because they're insecure about something or what have you.
Yep.
But unfortunately, because of that tenureship, they're able to weaponize it in a way that puts other people down. And that shit's got to go. That's
you put it way more eloquently than
Hey, forget it. I'm not gonna be that nice. Some of these dudes that are in the business, and I'm gonna say this because I feel comfortable saying it when I was doing music and in the rap game. A lot of these guys are guys that peaked in high school and never did nothing ever since. Just being honest with you. And
it's
what
so
it is
right.
is
So right.
what it is. My daddy trained me in the backyard, blah blah blah, and this is how the business goes, brother. But you never tried to go anywhere, and you crapped on anybody else who did try to go somewhere.
Look, I just all the eye rolls in the world. I just had those just now. You hit the nail on the head. There's guys that travel and there's guys that don't. And, you know, I learned unfortunately the hard way at a young age in the business that not everybody's path is exactly the same. Mm-hmm. There's guys that are content with that 15 minutes of fame on a Saturday night, and then they're back to 9 to 5 as soon as they take their boots off. There's guys like me that love every part of the business, the crappy parts, the excited parts. Toomer, everything that you're doing is just so freaking cool to me. And the fact that I know you, to me, that makes me, it's almost like I'm riding your coattails, because like I'm so happy to see the success that you are creating, because really, you're fighting for it, but you're creating it for yourself.
But really, man, I'm riding y'all coattails, because like when everybody else was trying to crap on me, y'all are the ones that were like, I don't know about that. Like
It's so weird, man, because like we started really close at the same time
yeah.
to kind of see.
And I'm not,
No,
and I'm not just.
I'll say this. I remember the same night that you guys like got going. It was Brian who was like, I'll tell you right now, you better put them on this show. You better do that right now.
You listen right now. They've been paying for training fees for 6 years, and you're gonna get them inside that ring right now.
My God, they're wrestlers.
But like,
I remember we were on the road in San Antonio going to a Christian Cage seminar, and Brian was in a hotel room with me going, I think when we get back home, we're just going to have to make them put Garion and K Tumor on. I just think we don't have to do that.
he said you don't talk like that. Yes, you do, bro.
Oh, yeah.
We're actually like saying something nice about him, but we're still trying to bury him at the same time.
But like,
my friendship with that.
but like I said, man, like what I'm doing is what anybody can be doing. To be perfectly honest with you, anybody can be doing it. It's just jumping. How can I put this? It's taking shit, literally taking shit and making lemonade out of it. Everywhere I've been, it's been, hey, we want you to do this, and then I go out there and do it. Then I come back and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do
we want you to be our Mark Henry. How many times have you heard that shit?
everywhere.
Yeah, dang.
Everywhere. But then when I get in the ring and do the stuff that I try to do, it's like, oh snap, we was wrong about you. But like I said, man, some of y'all were the ones that when everybody else was trying to crap on me, because they was trying to crap on y'all too, trying to hide it behind closed doors.
Yeah,
the ones that were like, how many times have we been through this situation, Will? Hey, we're gonna do these training drills. Y'all hit the ropes, and then this training. But it's me, you, and a couple other people in the ring actually working through stuff. Same thing.
Dude,
Gary,
I've gotten to a point where, and here soon we should totally talk about nice things, so we're not just like the old shit.
no, look,
like,
fuck Hulk Hogan.
I hate it now. Where I'm starting to take credit for certain people, which is maybe shitty in some ways and not in others. But like, I remember before I had my first match, Brandon Barber, who does not get the credit he deserves.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I love Brandon Barber.
Brandon Barber, Josh Cross, David Barmore. Those three dudes were my training. When Brandon Barber left, before I had my first match.
I'm gonna leave that up for a minute.
Oh my God. But,
all right. That's enough time.
Brandon, I took his spot of like the chain wrestler guy. So everybody, even before I had my first match, until like to this day, if I'm around David and he's running training, David handles like the character and all the supplemental and fundamental stuff. Mm-hmm. And then he'll be like, oh, you want to learn mat wrestling? Go talk to that guy. And so there's so many people that came out of the same system that I came out of, that all of their mat wrestling and a lot of their like, why do I do this to a limb and why do that to that all came from me. And I feel like made enough states and been around long enough and have a good enough attitude. I'm like, yeah, dude, I helped train Drayshawn Prince. I helped train Garion Tyr. I helped train this guy, that guy, the other. I don't take credit for KT because you're so unique in everything you do. I was just kind of like, here's some rolls, brother. And then you just took the world by storm. Like, I know you've given me that prop before, but like, I don't like, dude, I didn't teach you a trouble in paradise, brother. Like, I don't move like that.
But like I said, man, it's crazy because a lot of stuff that we're all doing is the stuff that a lot of people try to stop us from doing. And Bruce, you might have heard it, man. Why are you working these shows? Why are you blah blah blah? You should be, but you out here doing it. And not only are you making money, but you having fun with it.
Oh, for sure.
Like that's what I love the most about David being back out there. And I can't really disclose certain conversations that me and him had, but that's what I love the most about him being out there. Because it's some people, they probably gonna see this, they probably watching it right now. It's some people that I'm legit pissed at, and they got to see me whenever we see each other because of what they did to mess up something for David.
Watch your ass, Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah.
All right, look, I get a lot of weird looks when I say this. We've all known guys, local guys, or even like different state guys that have made it, that signed a contract or got this opportunity to go do this thing. And, a part of you is like, well, damn it. man, I make the same moves this guy does. Why am I not getting seen? But like my brain is wired differently, I guess, and I love every single person that I'm in the ring with or that I'm on a card with, because I know that it could be that guy that's next, and I want so bad. I'm not even gonna lie. I get excited. My palms are sweaty right now just thinking about it. I get excited when somebody makes it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the guy that wants everybody to make it. Everybody I want to work. There's room at the table for everybody, and there's enough for everybody to eat.
Exactly. But everybody don't understand it. Like,
exactly.
Like, I don't know how long I get ring wise doing this. None of us knows that.
45.
But at some point, it's gonna come a time where I'm gonna have to slow all the way down and just stop everything. But I can take everything that I done went out on the road and learned and pass it on to somebody else in prime position.
Yes.
We didn't really have that.
Nope. And just like you said earlier,
our vets became our competition.
And just like you said earlier,
stupid as hell.
Yeah, it really is. But like you said earlier, and sorry about cutting you off. But we became the vets we didn't have.
Yeah.
We became the vets for our younger guys that we wish we had.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of us, especially me, I guess I'm the oldest one here, and I'm the longest doing it. The vets I had, Derek King chews my ass all the time, because that's what happened with Derek King. Yep. And I to this day I get my ass chewed. I love Derek to death, and everything he's ever told me is right in here. And in my head, I try to implement that, but then I mess up, and then he's right back to chewing my ass.
Hey, Derek is literally Black Cotton Hill.
By God, in my day, wrestlers didn't talk when they got into the locker room. They just sat there and they shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Bruce, I swear to God, all right, because I'm about to have to, we were talking about speaking French earlier, and I got to take a yes. So before I head out for a second.
Oui.
Dude, unless their name is Jeff fucking Jarrett, I don't care what they tell you. Double J, double MA gave you some advice. So unless it's that guy, can it? I don't care. I agree. I'm taking a French yes.
Hey! You're breaking.
That's my Rush Limbaugh of wrestling.
You're breaking this. You're breaking the seal.
Jarrett, Johnny Cash, Jarrett, Double J. I'll be right back.
You're breaking the seal entirely too early, bro. You're gonna be peeing every 2 minutes now.
Man, but like. Man, I don't know, bro. It's with some of the stuff, and I don't want to just toot Memphis up, but some of the stuff that we're doing in Memphis is not what we're doing, but the people that we're getting to be around whenever certain people come down.
Yes.
Like, I got to sit to the side for like an hour and a half and have a full conversation with Tommy Dreamer. Not about getting booked and all of that stuff, but talking to him about how his mom's passed and then segueing into, hey, bro, how can I run my own promotion successfully? And he sat down for an hour and a half and gave me a full game plan on everything. It's stuff like that I feel a lot of people would take for granted. And I understand how, because I don't work a lot of promotions in the state. I understand how somebody could look at me and hear what I'm saying and be like, oh, he's being arrogant or he's being big-headed. That's not it. One, I can't be at every promotion. Two, I make way more money in my day job than I would at a wrestling event anyway. Because nobody's really buying merch out here because merch isn't a thing on the Arkansas scene for whatever reason, but it's slowly getting there.
It's weird, and I explained it like this: like you're at one show, you have a brand new T-shirt. Mm-hmm. Let's say 30 people buy that T-shirt. Yep. Then a month from now, you come out with a brand new, awesome looking T-shirt. Those same 30 people may not buy your shirt again. So you're sitting on inventory. Hey, if I already got a Werewolf shirt, why the hell would I want another one?
You guys ever wonder what they do with foreskins after they cut them off?
So I figured it out. What they do is they get it like a rubber band, right? And they just shoot it at a ceiling fan.
I I always thought they made like a pretty snazzy cummerbund and tux combo.
So
Yeah.
let me say something here. Okay, so what I think they're doing is they're collecting because there's like probably some stem cells in that so there's some stem cells or something in that foreskin, right? So like they're putting that like in all the face creams and shit. Like that's how they get the collagen in their
Why
head.
are we
They're
talking
just
about
rubbing
phallus
baby
covers?
foreskins in their face. They're like,
Why are
Will
we,
just coming in with the combo breaker over here.
why are we talking about
that's Epstein Island, brother.
Big McLarge is the Foreskin LLC, so he's cornered the market on foreskins, ladies and gents.
All right, so there's a show this weekend called Vino's Death in June.
Death in June. If you're not at a wrestling show, be at Vino's.
Listen,
Because we're gonna get wild. We're gonna get wicked. We may do some wrestling.
There might be some of that in there.
no one gives. Here's the thing at Vino's, and this is the one thing I'm really proud of Buddy and Chris because I'm a part of it, but like this is their thing. I'm proud of Buddy and Chris for manufacturing is that there's no wrestling bullshit. This is just fun. It's fun for the boys. It's fun for the audience. It's fun for everybody.
No, you don't, brother.
Shit
No, you
about
don't.
anything else. Casey,
No, you don't.
Casey, what did they do with your foreskin, bro?
Bro, I don't know, bro. When I was born, it was just I was a baby with a big phallus. I don't know what they did with it.
This is where we're at right now.
The matches this weekend.
Shit.
You want me to read off the card?
Oh yeah, because I don't remember everything.
Hold up, I got it in my Booker notes, brother. Hold
Hey, there's a professional.
I wish I had the money to have two phones.
No, okay, hold up. So my mom, who's terrible, she croaked, and then I got her phone, and so I used that for editing, and then my normal shit is on my phone.
Oh, right on.
And so my video phone is what we're using to do this gimmick. All right, Death in June, cool. All right, so here's how we're doing this thing in order, ideally, unless some stuff happens because that's business. We got Drayshawn Prince going up against Logan Maverick, but who I think bears a striking resemblance to a werewolf of some sort that's out there.
There may be some. The test is still.
Yeah, I heard in
Beard
July.
pass too.
I heard in July he might be becoming a part of the Wolf family.
We'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens there. I've turned a few before, so.
Oh, I bet you have. So,
I've turned a few too, but not anyway.
Following that 90s WCW level cruiserweight classic we're gonna have, we've got Phil Noir taking on that jabroni Garion Tyr. I think he might be calling himself number one or something like that.
He might call himself number two after Noir's done with him.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be in black and white all over his face like a chest. If you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Dude. And then so you're like you're listening to me right now. And you're like, oh man, that's a lot of gimmicks, brother. Whoa, we haven't stopped yet because the third match on this brother right here is the Warwolf. Wow, going up against the Viking Wizard Herzog. What a legend! By the way, two of the most cool, well-traveled dudes on the planet are gonna have the most This is the entertainment match of the night, fellas. I'll just throw that out there.
hey, 7 years ago, it was in my memories. 7 years ago, the Indie Power Rankings, neck and neck for number one was Viking War Party and Beer 30. So we've never met in person, but we have officially. Oh, I've heard he is. I'm actually really, really scared. I've never been in the ring with a Viking Wizard before, so. But I bet he's never been in the ring with a werewolf before, so we should compliment each other well. Match 5.
So we got this is match 4, sir.
Oh, match 4.
We've got the big man, Kate Toomer.
Who the hell is it?
The stoner.
Look, Sleazy E called you the big man.
Oh, big man.
Big man.
Here's the thing. the only thing that matters is when KT comes out for his entrance and his music made by himself starts playing. I know for a fact you're gonna have myself, D Mike, and Cody right behind KT at the curtain going, "It's time to fight!" And like doing his entire music, and it's gonna be fun.
So
You guys aren't the only ones that sing along to that song. I'm in the
Hell
back.
yeah.
I'm in the back, just rocking out.
So with this being the Vino's crowd and seeing how crazy they are, I like to do stuff to mess with people. All right, so if y'all ever come to a Memphis show, I'm always messing with the crowd when I hit the ring. But I try to do it in a way to where I'm hiding it from the camera to where they don't catch it, but the people in the crowd do.
That's the best.
So
Yes.
I'm thinking about flipping some things up at Vino's because I'm kind of finna start sliding in, not changing my gimmick, but sliding into like the ultimate cool guy that can just whoop your ass. Like,
dude, the blaxploitation stuff you've been rocking lately that I've seen come out on like Championship Wrestling in Memphis has been excellent. Like you got me rethinking my entire promo game because right now I hate a talking head. Like I've never seen a K-Tumor talking head. It's always like I fought some ninjas, and anyways, I'm gonna get your ass too.
Yeah,
I want to.
So good.
I am still on hold for the Fatula shirt. I'm telling you what, the Fatula, like Blackula.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
I'm telling you, like when I saw the Fat Jitsu and the Shonuff, dude, I was like, oh my god, Blackula is one of my absolute favorite fucking movies. Sorry, there's the F word. Sorry, David.
We've been saying fuck the whole night.
The funniest thing about it is when I started doing it, they didn't know what the hell it was.
Right.
but
I'm
following that excellent contest where Poor Smoke and Eric Bronson's gonna probably get smoked or something, unless he might have a trick up his sleeve. We've got the fully gifted athletes, all right, and we're taking on Hell Patrol, those jabronis, those big old. I'm gonna hunt. All right, Chris Pierce looked at me in the face and he was like, "Hey, brother, you can't do the rat trap to me unless you can actually do the rat trap to me." So I'm gonna hump that boy's face into the mat for shoot. All right, it's gonna happen right at Vino's. So if you want to see Chris Pierce, jiu-jitsu brown belt that trained with John the Bones Jones, get shot on by all of this right here, you better tune in to Vino's, brother. Ooh. And then after all of that coolness, after all that chaos, the two, and I love all you boys to death, but the two very best that Arkansas has to offer, Alexander Gold versus Buck Skinner, for the Take It Come World Heavyweight Championship of the world. It's the main event, brother. That's going to be a cool time.
But the world.
He's had 5 beers, guys. He's had 5 beers.
He said it like it's the dude just standing over all of America like this.
It's like the Sherwin Williams picture where like the paint can is like spilling red paint all over the world. It's just Take a Come over the world.
So just real quick, we're still getting comments on Bruce's post.
Dang it!
But what are the people saying?
Switch over.
Deadly Dale asked us to give a hug to Herzog from Deadly. So
definitely will.
I thought that was worth.
I'm gonna
Deadly, if you're watching, man.
I'm gonna take this left arm right here and I'm gonna give him a good werewolf hug. And I'm gonna whisper sweet nothings in his ear and say, "Deadly Dale sends his love."
You better put that cutting bone on the cheek, brother.
More people are watching right now than earlier. If you guys are watching, you're commenting on Bruce's post. For some reason, those comments aren't showing up. So try to comment on David Barmore's post of this feed.
We can't come unless you're commenting on David Barmore. You understand?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be so mad that we let you on.
Hey, look, that's what he gets for letting the inmates run the asylum tonight.
You know what? I'm going to get a little self-indulgent here for a moment since this thing only lasts for 42 seconds. But well, the only I had the Vino's promotion video, and then oh my god, is that the noise that indicates we're all about to die?
Do we
No,
have
Anybody
no,
else hear that?
that's my phone going off. Sorry.
Oh yeah. I have my promo on here, so I'm gonna make everybody watch it, and then you guys are gonna tell me how good it is.
Man.
Phil Noir, funny guy. Now I know they didn't have phonics in the 1890s, but it's Garion Tyr number 1. Now Perry Mason will be making his Arkansas debut this Saturday. Vino's Death in June. And Carmen Sandiego gets to solve the case of the mysterious bruises all over his scrotum. Now, if you're not taking me seriously yet, Kojak, then let me put it in a filter that I know you'll understand. I have come to beat the shit out of Matlock and eat ass. And I'm all out of ass to eat.
Gary, you're a genius.
Damn it. Okay, I love that you called him. I love that you called him everything but Phil Noir.
I also call them a lot of things that aren't detectives. I'm pretty sure if Carmen Sandiego's like an art thief, Matt looks like a lawyer.
You still know what the hell she is.
No idea. But
yeah, I popped hard.
yeah, that was me like looking things up on how to use Sony Vegas as I edited that video.
Bro,
I need to put more time into that. But
bro, if you ever get time to come out here and sit with me for a day, I can teach you everything you need to know about Vegas.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I did watch some of the YouTube college.
It's almost like we're on Hollywood Squares. Like I look over and I see Garion. I look down and I see Will. I look over to this side and I see Tumor down there. I'm on top of Will.
I would totally love to be. I don't know if you guys ever saw that.
Too bad. 3 white guys, 1 black guy. This is new.
I've seen that before, Bubba. All right.
This is the story of a guy named Tumor and his 3 stupid sweet friends.
2 were bald with beards. 1 was handsome, and his name was Will.
That'll be a hell of a TV pilot, man. I understand the white guys. Where the black guy come from?
Man, I understand the black guy, but what's the deal with all these white guys around him? Like, what's happening here? Is it like a reverse? I can't say the word, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
Where are we going with this?
The meme.
Can't you say Warwolf? I'll say it.
I know you will. I know you will. It's that meme of the white girl and the gentleman behind her.
Oh no, man. Oh no.
No,
because that would make me the little white girl.
No. But like all the dudes, all the. Woo! Hey, we pull an M. Night Shyamalan, and then 1 black dude fucks all the white guys. Oh shit!
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
If I look behind me and see a phallus, I'm shooting everybody.
That's just a hand.
No, Matthew Wade.
Yeah, it's like this is like a sequel to Get Out.
Man, it is. The real version. What the story was based off. Tremendously.
A bit.
Oh, gosh dang, it really did. All right, look, guys, this is Special Dummies Unit, episode 18. The inmates are running the asylum. Next week will be a completely night and day show.
We'll be back to regular scheduled programming. You won't hear words like fuck and shit.
Me and Mr. Fuck word when David's on here, all right?
Me and Mr. Garion Tyr.
It hurts.
Me and Mr. Garion Tyr will probably be banned.
Yeah.
Dude, I know this is my first and last episode. It's never happened. David will be like, don't let that fag on here ever.
Oh, shit, no.
Now Will's actually saying words that are going to get us in a lot of trouble.
Oh, crap. And
I
he's back.
can say it's my word, okay?
That's right. That's
I
right.
don't think Facebook has that filter on it where they're like, oh, he's gay, he can say it.
Zuckerberg, I'll fight you in a cage fight. I'll be better opponent than Elon Musk
God.
is gonna be. I don't give a shit.
Hey, I gotta ask y'all about this, man, because it's in the news, and yeah, it's a crazy story. This whole submarine thing, man.
Oh, Titanic?
shit.
Hell yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
What?
you know what? I think
Tickets-
David's on that submarine. At the top of the show, he told me.
Tickets for $250,000 a pop. I've already seen the movie Titanic. I know what happens. I don't need to see it.
Sorry, too. I didn't mean to cut you off, man. What were
Same here. Sorry, sir. What is he doing? Is he mad?
He's texting, dude.
Don't be
There's
mad.
hate crimes going on in the Vinos.
Oh, shit.
Right now.
He's like, yeah, you coming to the show, right?
Chris
He's gonna
is
get
body
macked
shaming
on by
people.
another lady. We all saw it. I'm gonna try to get macked on by a nice looking fella or lady, whoever steps up to the plate.
Dude, there's a lot of nice looking fellas and ladies that come out to Vinos. I'm just saying, as the kind of persuasion we're rocking, Garion, we're eating well. You know what I mean?
And I'm all out of ass to eat.
Oh,
Hi-yo!
22 years in September, guys.
I'm just here to tell you, I like women. Women.
dude, hold on. So have you guys, Garion and KT, have you guys heard how Bruce found out that me being of the persuasion is not a gimmick? Because it's one of my favorite bets ever.
I'll let you tell it.
I worked one of the old Hoxie shows before it was OCW. It was SECW, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, real quick. First it was OCW. Then me and Jack took over. We changed the name. We changed the night of the event or the show, and we actually decided to work with every company in the surrounding area, and it was really progressive for the time. But eventually, funds got low, and we had to fold. So.
No, I remember
was fun while it lasted.
Cody and I were like diehard ASWF guys at the time. We were still up at SECW all the time. It was a good time. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
But so first show up there, Bruce goes like, "Hey man, can I get your music?" And like any professional, I hand him the flash drive.
Boom! He pulls out the thumb drive gimmick.
Oh, I just remember this fucking story.
All of my stuff. Everything about me is on this flash drive because I'm a poor college kid, and I just recently backed up my cell phone because I was getting a new phone. And part of backing up my cell phone entailed the lovely man I was with at the time in great detail. So I told Bruce, I was like, "Hey man, second folder says music. Open it up, and it'll say like Will Cage or whatever it was on there, and that's your thing." And so Bruce just clicked on, in his infinite wisdom, he clicked on the first thing he saw, and it's just, dude,
I'm telling you what. and look, and this tells you how 100% cool with that I am. And look, okay, and cool, and by cool I mean didn't bother me. So I'm scrolling through this folder, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe the music file is at the bottom. It most definitely was not at the bottom.
You saw some bottoms though. Hi-yo!
And some tips.
And he was a leaky boy, brother. Like, that's a lot of tips.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last episode of Special Dummies Unit.
So without even missing a beat, I end up getting out of that folder because there was absolutely no music in that folder. And then I clicked on the right folder, put the song on the computer, and then just handed Will a thumb drive back like absolutely nothing happened.
It was music on the folder, all right. It just sounded like this.
The best part is to back up on Bruce's bit. That's exactly what happened. We've been to the top of the mountain,
the top of the mountain,
brother, and we're gonna take them down.
Oh my God, Dick Flair.
You know,
Uh,
oh God, that's but anyways,
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
it's not Bruce that told me this initially. It's Jack. JPJ pulled me aside at the end of the night, and he's like, "Bro, so like Bruce saw all of the guy you're with, right?" Dad to like go and apologize to Bruce. He's like, "No, dude, it's all cool. It's whatever."
I did too. I was like, "Hey, man, it's cool. It's whatever." I was in the Marine Corps, and for 3 months of boot camp, none of that. But like maybe like this, like in the shower, like you didn't look down. Like you kept eye level with everybody. And if you bring and you didn't bring just one bar of soap, you brought a couple, because somebody was going to drop one, and to have that so that there wasn't an awkward, like everybody looking at each other like who's going to get it. You just handed the guy another bar of soap.
So
And
you remember the episode of the Boondocks when Tom DeBar was scared to go to jail because he thought he was going to get anally raped?
Oh my God!
Yes, dude, the Boondocks is my jam.
That's what they sounded like.
So like, I didn't even think twice about it. I was just like, hey man, it is what it is, and it was. It
We got off
definitely
the rails here.
It definitely was a time.
Gotta love professional wrestling, man.
Vito's be there.
It's weird. It's weird explaining to some of my female friends that I have gay friends, because I have a female friend. She goes both ways, and she was like, "You don't know what it's like to be gay." And I was like, "Well, I got gay friends. I got one I beat the hell out of all the time." And she thought I was talking about literally, but she didn't know.
Yeah.
She didn't, but she knew I did wrestling, but she's not into
Giving
wrestling.
him some of that, brother.
So she thought. So she thought when I said, "Yeah, I got a gay friend I beat the hell out of all the time," she thought I meant something else. I was like, "No, here's the video of me super kick him in the fucking face."
So then her whole attitude completely changed. She was like at first she was like, "Oh man, this is a guy that I can't."
Yeah.
This is a guy that I can't be like myself around because he's gonna beat my ass.
Yeah, that's what she.
But
was
then
saying.
when she saw the super kick, she was like,
"Yeah,
oh, okay, it's that, okay."
I'm sorry, David.
Look,
he gonna come back and kill all of us."
Dude, I said earlier before you got on KT, I was like, we're all gonna get to the wine mixer next week, and he's just gonna show up with a Glock. And that's just gonna be the end of it.
I can hear that. Y'all got my show canceled. It could be worse.
It could be much worse.
I can
David,
make it worse, fellas.
David, if you watch this back, you already knew it was going to be this way. You also already know that it could be lots worse, like Toomer just said.
Hey, okay, Sarai.
Is that more French?
Huh?
No, que sera.
This Sumerian Book of the Dead.
You guys remember when Bruce Campbell
that's not my word. What?
You guys remember when Bruce Campbell almost got canceled in Army of Darkness?
Oh, yes.
Klaatu Barata. Oh, man, it's definitely.
KT, there's you another shirt design, bro.
It's like.
Klaatu Barata.
Nice, brother.
Don't say it.
Don't say it.
Don't say it.
No, I'm not gonna say it. But
no, it was a joke. It was a joke. Like you could see like the Necronomicon there, and it's already dark. It's already dark skinned anyway. But then like over the top and like in an arch, it says Klaatu Barata, and then like in with some asterisks.
Yep.
And then like on the back it says you better not say it or some shit like that.
Hey, so if we're talking about Evil Dead, I saw Evil Dead Rise on its release weekend because I'm a nerd, and I went with a couple of pals, and we were like, "What?" We went to go see it at I think McCain Mall's the one with the movie theater in here.
Yep.
Excuse me. And I went to go see it there, but beforehand, we're like, we got super early because we're all like, we put the punk in punctual, kind of people. And so
All right.
we're perusing around the mall for a second. And beforehand, I had an herbal refreshment with one of my pals that we're going to go see this movie with. And when we got into the movie,
Woo, woo.
I started to like kind of come down a little bit. I was like, cool, I got a Flintstones gummy in my pocket.
We're all Flintstones kids.
I threw that down. And so Evil Dead commenced. And I don't know if you guys have all seen Evil Dead Rise yet. If you've
Yes.
seen it. So the opening bit, they're in the cabin. I'm cool right there. I'm still like coming down. Hey man, how you doing? Like that's where I'm at with that. And it was pretty intense. It was like sex at camp. It was fucking intense. And so as the movie progressed to the apartment, right when they get to the record player, in the apartment, the Flintstones gummy attacked me.
Oh, fun times,
dude! I legit watched the entire movie like this.
Oh shit!
Like I was sitting next to my best friend Bree and my boyfriend Ryan, and they're both hanging on to each arm while I'm like this because the movie theater is now too loud for stoned Will. So I'm like plugging my ears while also having my hands close up so that I could like dude. It was a nightmare, Raven. It was a nightmare. Like it was awful. It was such a good movie. But I had a bad
it was, and this is hard to believe considering what's come before it, but it might have been the most vicious Evil Dead that's ever been made.
Oh
Like,
wait,
She's greater.
you are absolutely right.
She is greater.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
God. For those that haven't seen it, please go watch that movie.
and it's about to be on streaming.
Yes.
For the folks that have the artist formerly known as HBO Max, it's going to be on that.
But if you need a website, holler at me.
Right? I have a few of those myself.
You're gonna sail the
Hey,
seven seas.
I know there's some already in the chat group here, but or the comment section, but
Scallywags.
Do we have cool
Yeah.
comments? What's our comments like? Are they trying to come?
I saw one earlier. He's actually watching Hot Fuzz, which is a classic. Garion is watching Hot Fuzz in the
I
back.
didn't answer that question, but
Legit, it's in my top 3 favorite movies of all time. Hot Fuzz has a new joke I've never noticed in it every time I've watched it. It's Edgar Wright's a genius.
Dude, At the World's End was a sleeper hit for me. Like I watched it the first time and I was like, that's garbage. And then I watched it the second time and I was like, oh my God, why did I think that was garbage?
I watched The World's End right when it came out. Excuse me. So I'm in high school still. I'm about to graduate. Excuse me again.
I forget that I'll be 40 on the 29th.
I know. I'm sorry, boys. If it makes you feel any better, I was morbidly obese, lost a bunch of weight, and got into pro wrestling. So my body's like 50 years old. But like, I was right around I was high school, right? And I remember seeing Gary King for the first time and being like, "Oh my God, that's gonna be me, isn't it?" Like, it was terrifying. Oh yeah, the Cornetto trilogy rules. So pals I've got here that are not educated in the movie variety, I have made them. Like they've come over to my house like, you know what you guys are doing today? You're watching Shaun of the Dead. You've got no choice. You're in my house.
Right.
Like that's what they're doing. I have pushed that trilogy on so many people. Oh my God.
So KT, sorry.
That's what stopped me. Sorry. But that's what made me stop being a film major when I was in college. Because we were doing intro to film and then like the film like one where you're like supposed to the finals like a short movie you have to make, and the whole thing was like the intro day. You had to introduce yourself and be like, this is the shit that inspires me and this is why I'm here kind of thing. And Hot Fuzz was one of my 2 movies I selected, and I got a bunch of from those people, and I was like, oh man, I'm switching to theater. Because this sucks. Like, how can you be in film and
I
not
love you,
like
PJ.
Right?
But KT, we were talking about the Necronomicon and that shirt idea. Like I would wear this. I would wear that to work.
Yeah.
You guys can probably hear my dogs in the background. They are mini Fight Club.
Show us the dogs.
Now for like the shirt ideas, man, for the shirt ideas, what I'm doing is like flipping like a whole bunch of like classic hip hop albums.
Yes,
Finding
yes.
a way to either throw Show Enough or Fat Jitsu on them.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
We talked about that a little bit a couple weeks back. I think at the
So-
Are you
last
gonna
TV
do
taping.
AT Aliens but KT?
Hmm?
Are you gonna do AT Aliens but KT?
Technically, I already did. So I did the Outcast crown symbol. The
Yeah.
Outcast symbol is a Cadillac grill with the crown on it. I did that, but had Show Enough in it.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
That's cool.
and the next
That's a
one that I'm
classic.
working on, I'm trying to figure out how to take the Wu-Tang side and basically flip it, but have Fat Jitsu in the middle of it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm going to do classic video game covers so Resident Evil Director's Cut has that one zombie that you first see that's just like turned around like this. I'm going to do it with my face.
Oh, dope.
There we go.
My go-to, really, I have no plan behind it like some of you smart fellas have. Maybe I should. There's a guy named Lucas Tubbs. If anybody needs graphic design and wants to pay for some cool work,
Yep.
he basically goes like, "Hey man, this is cool," and he sends it to me, and then I like, "Here's some money," and it's like me and Sleazy E, our deathmatch shirt, my championship violence shirt, which is how I met Lucas, and the FGA Hoochie Daddy shirt, which is soon to come out.
Ooh.
Those are all just designs that he was like, "Hey man, I think this is cool. Here you go." I'm like, "Oh." So
Yeah.
that's my go-to for shirts. I have a really cool
That's
fan.
really what I need to do at this point, because it's just at this point I'm not there's definitely points where I'm procrastinating and being lazy. I'm not doing things that I should be, but it's gotten to the point with the shirt thing where it's like I am doing other stuff. I'm taking the time to learn, or trying to learn Sony Vegas and things like that. But it's like I think at some point I need to just convey my ideas to somebody of like a Lucas Tubbs ilk, and see if they can't whip me up something, and then just pay them,
Dude, he's a
because
genius.
it's such a pain in the ass to like do that myself.
Hey,
We still have to
sometimes
get through August, but he made our October. I usually make all the Venus flyers and stuff, but he did, and he made this little Sleazer shirt too, Cody. But Lucas made the October Vino show poster. I can't put it out until after we do the August one, but man, like that dude rocks. Gary, go to that man. He will
Heck
show
yeah.
you the way. He rules.
Speaking of shows, man, I know this is gonna sound crazy. I want to try to get with y'all to where we're figuring out something to where we're running like literally every month, whether
I'm
it's a
telling you
Vino
now.
show or a wine mixer.
I'm telling you now,
I'd like to see a flip flop of those.
I was gonna say an
Yeah,
alternation.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's two different audiences. I'm sure there will be some overlap, but like Vino's has such a cheat code built in audience where people are like, "Oh, this is weird and cool. I'll go to it." And they don't really give a shit about wrestling outside of us.
but
And-
they're loud, man. They're loud,
Oh, yeah.
and they love
But
every
but
second
the
of
wine
it.
mixer, they're also loud, but those are wrestling fans.
Yes. Yeah.
So like, it's one of those things. If we could flip flop it, like KT, I think something you should get on is, and I guess we should talk about this outside the podcast. I almost dropped it.
Oh yeah, I forget that we're on a podcast.
Right.
It's crazy that we're all.
There's people watching this.
What my pay scale is and how I have shit operated for Vino's. I say so much of this work, I can't put them over enough. Buddy and Chris, like putting all together the Vino stuff. I just handle the wrestling, but how they have stuff put together. I think if you were to do that with the wine mixers, that's the move to make to get it happening more frequently. I mean, hell, you can, if you can get it in a way that you're not constantly expecting sellout crowds, because like I can't put over CKW enough. CKW in Sherwood, Chaotic Kingdom Wrestling, this Friday they have a show. People should go check it out. They run out of a wrestling school. And I don't think they promote as hard as some of us do. And they still draw a consistent like 50, 60 people, and they make it look packed. It's a well done thing. So like if we can capitalize in the same way, that's the move. And I've seen that for a wine mixer, you got so many sponsors this year.
Yep.
I see no reason you couldn't run more consistently.
So I'm gonna be vague, but we can talk more about it off the podcast.
For sure.
Basically, what I'm running with the TV stuff, I'm trying to get something said here, and that's all. That's all I can say right now.
Take a come television.
We're gonna
No.
be on TNT, folks. Get cable.
Hey, look, we
I-
I
all,
want to sign Cody Rhodes right now. He ended racism. Now I want him to end homophobia. That's
Hello.
what
I want to
Hey,
sign
look.
his wife.
we look, we said this the very first Vino show. It's got heavy Arkansas pro wrestling guerrilla vibes, and I feel like, and I'm so thankful to be on the show with everybody that's there, and the opportunity that I have to be on that show. To me, it feels like I'm almost like in the elevator on the way up. You know what I'm saying? Like you're on the ground level, and then like that elevator just keeps rising, and each show just outdoes the next one, and outdoes the next one, and outdoes the next one.
I'm sorry for like talking so much, but like it's just what it is.
That's why we brought you people on, was to talk.
One
What do you mean, you people?
one thing that I really
See, hey,
one thing I
look,
really appreciate about Vino,
what Garion meant was
The gays and the blacks.
before Vino's happened, as some of you know, I was on my way out the door, and I was just kind of like,
I heard that about a few people. Me and a couple of people have had a conversation like that.
I had some really rough experiences, which I could talk about vaguely if anybody wants to hear about it. But like, I had some rough experiences on my way out the door. I had the match with Xander that kept me from quitting immediately, and then meeting Buddy and Chris and doing this thing is like really okay. I'm here now. I got a message from a colleague from Georgia who's now moving to New York. Great kid. He's gonna fucking kill it. But he sent me this like long paragraph about how I need to get the fuck out of here and go do something else because like, you're too talented to be in Arkansas and this, that, and I'm not trying to put myself forward, but this way he told me.
Yep.
And for the first time I heard something like that, I didn't immediately go like, yeah, you're right. I got to get on the road. I got to get out of here. Like it turned into like, well, yes, but also we're building something. And like you said, Arkansas PWG, I think Buddy and Chris's vision with the right direction, which hopefully I'm giving, I mean, time will tell, but Buddy and Chris's vision with the right direction, I think we have Arkansas PWG. If we can
for
get
sure.
the show on IWTV, which hopefully I'm not outing him. I don't know if he wants to be private or not, but we'll find out when it's mad at me or not. But Brian Webb does all of our editing and puts the show together. And like, honestly, if we could take Brian's edits and put them on like IWTV and like draw money off of that and have people that pay for a wrestling streaming service watching our show, that's the way to get guys who are like normally thousands of dollars to book to be like, hey man, this looks cool. Can I just be here?
Because
If we can start locking that down, the sky's the limit.
With on top of that, I think what benefits everything is the fact that here is wrestling fans, but they're not used to the wrestling scene, and we're exposing a lot of them to that. But two, we're doing it in a way to where the curtain is still there, to where it's not somebody's wife online saying, well, such and such did this, blah, 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 and everybody is pissed off.
There's that eye roll thing again, because I know exactly what you mean.
Now, that's what's great about what's going on out here, and it's growing because it's literally getting to a place people recognize us for what we're doing, but now people are recognizing us for what we're doing.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think what's working is the fact that we're presenting some in our own image. Now, about the traveling thing, we've all been traveling. We come to the realization and we realize it's the same shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No, you know what?
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
saying about
my
OCW
Georgia
earlier?
experience.
Yeah.
Where they figured out, OCW figured out the promotion and then they figured out the wrestling. There's so much shit out there that they figured out, and I'm not trying to be mean to anybody. Hopefully they'll have the same like growth where they go, okay, we have the promotion now. Let's figure out how wrestling to do the wrestling.
let's keep doing that. Let's figure out this.
Yes. Hopefully they'll have that moment. But one of us has had an experience recently where a place has some of the best promotion in the world. And that's it.
Fuck it.
That's
I'll go ahead and say I worked a major company in Atlanta. Promotion wise, everything was great. Match wise, everything was great. But organization wise, it was trash. Made some really great connections, but I had to go out there and really. Y'all have never seen me really just mad or pissed. When I'm pissed, I go out to the side and try to stay to myself.
False. I was there for the racist guy.
Yeah, you was there for that. I had to act the ass because a certain somebody had us on some BS to come from Arkansas to Georgia, and they tried to walk off without paying me. And now he's mad because I made a post on Twitter about it, and the Georgia Vlogs has picked it up. I don't care who knows it. If you're an independent talent and you know your shit and you're actually trained and you're doing something and you feel you got something to benefit the company, don't never work for free.
Pro wrestling means pro means paid.
Yep.
There you go.
And I don't care if his name's on the show. I don't care if it's I'm doing this for the opportunity, blah, blah, blah. Make some money off a show, try to find a way to make money off a show. There are some TV programs that will not pay you. Find a way to get out there and make your money, because that's what I be doing. Like, but walk away with something. But like you said, man, some promotions will pull the smoke and mirrors, and then when you get there, it's all BS.
All right, guys.
Go
ahead. We're gonna get around to
BS.
Yeah.
Speaking of BS, just give me 1 second. Wasn't it? That was absolutely not BS.
What are you trying to pull up?
I'm trying to play the video that
David always plays.
Yeah, it's not in here.
It's not on there.
He took it out. Somebody took it out.
I think it's because it's on David's computer.
Yeah, that's right.
Nothing to do with it.
That's right. I was.
What I was going to say was, I was going to exercise a little bit of discipline here. We're about at that 2 hour mark.
Oh yeah, we
and
are.
I feel like if these climb over that, then it's a bit too girthy.
Yeah,
but we're gonna go around, get our final notes here.
3 hour episode.
I don't have that shit in me. I gotta work tomorrow, my man.
Hey man, BlueChew.com, man. If your phallus ain't working, BlueChew.com. Use promo code John, get 20% off.
But final plug here. All four of us are going to be at the show this Saturday, Vino's Death in June. It's going to be packed. It's going to be fun. Get you some pizza, get drunk, come and watch us wrestle, and it's a fun environment. We're not you've heard us talk for 2 hours about our mentality. I think you pretty much got the gist of how we approach things. It's about having fun.
I'm gonna throw this out there. You know, Vino's is happening on Saturday, but there are so many local shows. Go to those shows. Support what you love. You know, disregard what you don't love. If you've got a show in your town, when I first started wrestling, I found out that there's a wrestling show in almost every single town in the entire country. And overseas, you know, in other countries. So find a wrestling show that's close, go to it, support indie wrestling.
Also, stop bitching about the shows you're not booked on. It may
Right.
You're not booked, or maybe the promoter just had the card booked well in advance before you finally decided to message them about getting booked a week before the show.
Damn it, KT, why won't you book Trash Bag Bob? He knows he knows how to do a DDT, damn it.
You know why? Because the wine mixer
I'll show you.
You know why? Because the talent for the wine mixer has literally been booked for almost a full year now. That's why.
All right, guys. Let's go around. We're gonna do a sign off real quick. KT, last words.
Man, keep your hand out your pants when you're laying down in the bed. That's all I can say.
That's good advice. Will?
That is good advice.
Last words, just to piggyback while we're doing like positive stuff. If you are a young wrestler or you're about to be a young wrestler, whatever that is, if you know there's something you do and you do it well, do that fucking thing. All right. Cody Downs, Grayson Beckett is every bit the wrestler that I am. And more promoters need to see that shit. I'm tired of having to fight for it. So everybody get your shit together. All right. Other side of that, to continue what I was saying, believe in what you were doing. Okay. I spent 2 years being a shitty stereotype of my own sexuality because it made me a couple of bucks. And now I'm making even more money just doing the thing I was good at, which is beating people in the face, but, you know, not really. So just do that thing. All right, don't let any vet or whatever be like, oh, that'll never make money. If you're good at it, do the thing. There's a market for it. Be cool. Come to Vino's Death in June. All we do is have fun, drink, and eat pizza. No one hates having fun, drinking, and eating pizza. If you do, right there.
Or seeing dudes pummel each other. I mean,
that's right.
All right, Bruce, you gotta sign off for us.
Guys, I think I've said it for the almost totally 2 hours. I love all you guys, and I love everybody. Y'all guys are dope. Just keep killing it. That's all we can do.
All right, man. And for my final note, I will say, if it itches, get it checked out by a doctor. You guys have a good night. Good night.
Check your foreskin. Where does it go?